Yeah, what up YouTube? It's your boy Denali, aka Don Squally, back at y'all with another Forza Horizon 3 build video, man. So in this one, we have another request from one of our viewers. Tracy Spencer on YouTube wants to see a Camaro Z28 build. Now, Camaros seem to be extremely popular on the channel nowadays, so I am more than happy to take care of this request. Now, we have done a few Camaros very recently in the past, so we are going to try to find one that we have not done. Now, the Z28 specifically, we have done, well, the IROC is not a Z28. I believe there's a Z28 version, or yeah, I want to say there's a Z28 version of that year. Now we have the 1979 Z28, we have the 1970 Z28, and do we have any other options? Now I'm a big fan personally of like the 91 models, but you know, 91 all the way up to, I don't know. Now, I'm a big fan of the early 2000 Camaros, which we don't have any here. Now, the 1979 is kind of looking good, but if I had to choose any of the ones that I see here, it's going to be the 1970. Now, I'm a big sucker for an American classic muscle car, so you know, we're going to treat this one with respect. Now, I did a recent build, I believe it was the Daytona, and man, we really upset some people there. The purists were upset, you know, so we're going to try not to do that with this specific vehicle. Now, one of the things that we are going to do to avoid that is select a factory color. Not going to mess with the outer paint job at all on this car. I want to keep it looking somewhat factory, and we're going to do a Resto mod on this, where Resto or Rusto? Kind of a little double entendre, if that's even a thing. Yeah, so we're going to do a Resto mod on this, where we are pretty much going to do a upgraded engine in it, and obviously take care of everything else that surrounds it. So one thing that I'm noticing is we have a body kit preset here, so we are going to check that out first and foremost. Now, as you can see, lowers it, puts that awesome hood on there. Now, what I'm going to do right off the bat, let's just get a price on this, $95,000. I'm probably going to avoid that because it just looks like somebody souped my car up for me. So we're going to do it on our own here and start off with the engine swap. Now, we're not going to do a V12. We're not going to do a V10. We're going to stick with a V8, 6.2 liter. So it's still going to be, you know, somewhat of a purist car. Now, we are going to stick with the rear wheel drive because an all-wheel drive Camaro, although it would be absolutely insane, would really upset a few people. Now, we are going to put a twin turbo kit on this car because I want this thing to have just a punch of power hitting those back tires at a certain RPM. What better way to achieve that than with a turbo? Now, let's check out some of our front fascia options here. Not really, you know, a big difference there. So we're going to go ahead and leave the front. As far as the rear goes, I kind of like the stock and the hood. Let's see if we can get that big shaker hood out of there, which we can. So I'm going to go ahead and install that. Really happy that that was an option we were able to put on this car. Now, as far as the tires go, this thing is going to have a lot of power. I mean, as you can see, just putting tires on here really brought the performance of this vehicle up. So we're going to go ahead and do that, as well as fatten up the tires front and back. Now, this thing not only is going to be like a straight line drag build, but I also want this thing to be able to corner, you know, and chase down some unsuspecting racers should we come across them in the battlefield, which is free roam, man. Now, we are going to take care of the wheels here. Now, normally I'd put on a nice set of, American Racing torque thrust wheels, but I think we can do a little bit better than that. So let's go ahead and just keep searching for something that is appropriate. Now, I believe these were the wheels that they put on with the body kit preset that we were able to, have a nice little glance at there at the beginning. I think we can do a little bit better than that. These 5 spokes right here, really a big fan of those. I'm thinking we might go with those. I mean, I've gone through these wheels a million times. I know what's there and I know what isn't there. So I think these are going to be quite appropriate. Now, obviously, we're going to have to make them a little bit bigger. 17's probably going to be as big as I would want to go with these. I mean, it looks really cool with a bigger wheel, but as far as practicality goes, 17 I think is going to be pretty appropriate. Now, race clutch, we are obviously going to install that. The stock transmission's definitely not going to be able to hold all this power. We're going to upgrade that to a race transmission and just take care of the differential to make sure we can get both wheels spinning accordingly. Now, next up, we are going to have to take care of the suspension. So we are going to definitely be, first of all, we have to take care of the brakes because this is going to need brakes after everything we just did to it. And we still got a few little secrets up our sleeve when we get into the last little part of the engine upgrades here. Sway bars all around just because I want this thing to be able to handle really well. And I'm going to put a roll cage in this thing to stiffen everything up. Now, the rigidity of these old muscle cars, they body on frame design, but I mean they definitely need as much stiffening up as possible. I'm going to do a little bit of weight reduction, not too much, because I feel like I'm going to need the weight to actually stick to the ground in certain cases. So obviously intake's going to happen right there. I don't even know how an intake would work on one of these big superchargers. It looks like it's just directly into the motor. I don't even think there would be a filter in there. You guys let me know, for those of you diehard muscle guys, if there is in fact a filter on that, because it just looks like the blower goes directly into the motor. I mean, realistically, if you're driving down the road and some debris and stuff like that got sucked in the engine, probably not the most desirable thing to happen, but I don't know, man. What are the chances of that happening, right? So obviously we are pretty much taken care of as far as power goes. Now, I'm not going to be racing this thing competitively online, so I don't need it to be at the top of the S1 class, but I do want it to be somewhat competitive should I, go out and cruise around with my buddies or anything like that online. I want it to be able to do some damage. So what we're going to do now is jump into the tuning. Now, as you can see, 305 kilometers, relatively respectful. Now, I had somebody ask me if I could change the speed to kilometers or 2 miles from kilometers. Now, I personally live in Canada, so for me to do that would really screw my head up, and I just have a hard time understanding things in the game and relating it to real life. So I'm sorry, but I have to leave that in kilometers, man. It's just something that I got to do for myself to make sure that I can get the game and understand it a little bit more. So we're going to go ahead, install this setup, absolutely slam the hell out of this car. I'm thinking that's going to look pretty nice. Now, we are going to jump into the paint section. We are not, however, going to mess up. Oh, did we lose our racing stripes because of that hood? It looks like we did, man. We're going to have to go back and install those, I guess, manually. Not a big deal, but, it is what it is. We're going to go ahead, drop some tin on here, black out these wheels, just because I want this thing to look pristine. I want it to look slick with a nice little, dare I say, an Eleanor look. I mean, I know that's a Shelby, GT 350. Is it a 500? I'm not sure, man. You guys can let me know what Eleanor was down in the comments. I really should know because I am a car guy, and it's Fast and the Furious, right? So you'd think I would know that. But it's been a while since I've seen the original, not going to lie. Now, oh, man, we lost our top and bottom stripes, which is really, really upsetting. But we're going to take care of that right now with a little bit of vinyls. Now, size, obviously, take care of that. Move it over to the side, which is going to be negative 48 here. And then we are just going to resize it all the way across the end of the vehicle. I'm going to actually probably fast forward this. And just like that, through the magic of editing, you guys did not have to sit through a single second of that. So we're going to go ahead and save this to the current car. And I think this bad boy is just about ready to go for a little bit of a rip. So I don't know if I said this in this video already, but if you guys have a request, definitely leave it down in the comments section. We are taking one request per video, and then we are shutting down the requests on that video just because you guys are keeping me so busy, man. I just can't keep up with every single request that we get. And I was just watching a video that I did not long ago where I said that I can take every single video request because the channel is so small. And my God, man, thanks to you guys and all of your great support, this channel is just growing absolutely insanely fast. And you know, unfortunately, I can't get to every single request, man. But if you guys do have one, it's kind of like a raffle, you know. You put your request down in the comments section, and we just pick one out of the hat, man. And whatever sounds appropriate for the time of the week. Like I say, these Camaros seem to be very popular, so I say, hey, man, let's give the people what they want. So as you guys can see, this thing is looking so slick. Very Night Rider-ish, not fast traveled out here just because I want to be close to the water, close to the ocean. I just feel it's appropriate for this build. So let's get a little bit of an exhaust rev. Supercharged 6.2 liter V8. That launch, actually surprisingly grippy for such a... oh, look at that hood! Look at the hood. It's got the little throttle cable pulling down the big flapper there. Oh, yes. Oh, this is cool, man. This is a very cool build. Wow, this is amazing. This is probably the coolest cockpit view I think that I've ever experienced. And I mean, it's got everything to do with that giant motor and the way that that throttle is just opening the shaker hood. Super cool, man. Incredible. Now this is one of those builds, if you've had enough of driving Lamborghinis, GTRs, Hondas and stuff, this is like that Dom build, you know what I mean? That Challenger, where you just jump up in it occasionally and just give it hell, more than likely wreck it, and then have to spend the next 5-6 years fixing it back up only to drive it one more time and wreck it again. This is what that is, man. This is that garage queen stuff, that show queen where you just pull it out every once in a while, you take it for a nice little lap, and put that thing back in the garage, man. Oh, look at this hood. This is absolutely insane, man. I apologize if I'm like a little kid in a candy store, man. I've never experienced that before. Quite insane, Forza, I must say. Well, let's take this thing, a little bit of a jog down by the riverfront. Extremely loud. Like, my God, so loud. Sounds great though. The supercharger sounds very healthy. Even getting on it at a relatively low RPM. Getting out here into the jungle. The backfire every time I let off the gas. Just backfire. Hitting that red line there. Woo! That turn came up out of nowhere. What a great build. I am very impressed with how this turned out. I mean, not just impressed with myself, but I mean, I really was not expecting this car to be as well. I mean, it's turbocharged. I don't know how you can get a turbocharger when I can clearly see a supercharger sitting on top of the engine, but I mean, it's very well maintained. Doesn't want to spin too much. And it's a perfect truck. A perfect car. She's a perfect truck. Perfect car for the scenery in which we are about to approach. Nice little farm area here, where I'm thinking we will probably take our screenshot for the end of the video and put an end to this one. So, as always, you guys know what's up, man. If you guys enjoyed it, don't forget to smash that like button. Let me know down in the comments section. Tell a friend, man. Refer. We got that refer a friend program. You let me know if you refer a friend, and I'll give you a shout out in my video, man. You gotta let me know, though. Gotta let me know, though. You gotta let me know, though, down in the comments, man. That refer a friend. Or you can just make a request. It is what it is, man. Yeah, I don't know. As you guys can tell, I'm probably running out of things to say in these videos. But you guys support me no matter what I say. And that's why I love you guys. So, as always, I just want to say thank you guys for watching. And we're going to catch y'all mofos at the next one, man. Peace. Oh no! Oh, for fuck's sake, every fucking time. Showdown, bitch. Oh no! Oh! Should have had a V8, yeah? Recovery of a lifetime. Oh fuck! Oh no! Oh fuck! Yeah, just keep on rolling there. Yeah. Don't worry about the race or anything.